Trading your time directly for money is probably the worst possible way to get rich. You can be earning $100, $200, or even $500,000 per year. But the fact of the matter is that you traded your time directly for this money. The obvious example of this is someone who works in an unskilled job for an hourly rate of, say, $25 per hour. For every hour of their time that they trade, they get $25 back. Then there's the ones who play the game slightly better. The engineers, the doctors, and the lawyers. These guys make a bit of an investment when they're younger, and they spend about 5 years trading their time for absolutely no money in return. As a reward for this investment, they end up getting a higher hourly rate compared to the unskilled workers. Let's say a lawyer makes $200,000 per year and he works 60-hour weeks. Doing a bit of math shows that for every hour of his time he trades, he gets $64 in return. If a lawyer wants to make more money, he takes on more work. He still gets the same hourly rate, but he gets more money as he's trading in more of his time. This is the same with an unskilled worker. If he wants to make more money, he takes on more hours for the same hourly rate. Now, this is the same for any job from janitor to CEO. If you want to make more, you have to increase your hours spent working. This is when the businessman comes along. Now, the businessman has completely managed to separate his time from the amount of money he makes. He does this using a concept called leverage. Now, there's 3 different ways which businessmen have used over the centuries to increase the amount of money they earn without trading in their time. Let's have a look at them. The oldest of these 3 ways is called human leverage. This one's been around for thousands of years. Let's say you're running your own little landscaping business and you do all the work yourself. Now, to make more money, you can of course take on more work yourself and increase your revenue, but that would be trading in your time for money. So what do? Well, you hire someone to work for you. Now, when more work comes in, you simply get your employee to do the work, you pay them a fair wage, and then you get to keep any profit that their time has generated. You can increase your income by hiring more and more employees to do more and more work. Your time is now completely taken out of the equation, and you're using human labor as a form of leverage to increase the amount of money you make. More recently, a second way of making money without trading your time has become popular. This one is called financial leverage. Let's say you're investing in a company on the stock market. Let's say you put in $1,000 and you get a 6% annual return. You're making $60 per year from this investment. If you put in more money, you increase your returns. For example, if you're putting in $10,000, you're getting $600 in returns per year. Or if you're putting in $100,000, you're getting $6,000 per year. You can increase the amount of money you make by increasing the amount of capital you invest. This form of leverage is slightly better than the first form because you don't have to manage people, so it's almost completely passive. Your time is completely taken out of this equation. And now we get to the third and most recent way of earning income without trading your time. This one is the best of them all and has been around for the past few decades. It's called software leverage. Instead of earning money while you're working, you put in the initial effort to create the software, and then the software works for you while you sleep. Software is infinitely scalable at no extra cost. That means that whether you have 1 user or 2 million users, you still put in the same amount of work. Also, anyone can create software without having any initial capital. For the first time in history, almost any human has access to infinite leverage. One example of software leverage would be my Instagram page. My posts can be replicated 1 million times and sent to millions of different phones around the world without me incurring any extra cost. Whether I have 1 follower or whether I have 1 million followers, I still put in the same amount of work to create the posts. The amount of money I get from the page is based on the amount of followers I have. I still put in the same amount of work I did when I started the page, but I'm now making thousands of times more revenue off the page just because I have more followers. This is the beauty of software leverage. It's the ultimate tool for disconnecting your time spent working from the amount of money you make. So that's the 3 forms of leverage you can use to increase your wages without increasing the amount of time you work. These are the 3 ways that people earn themselves financial freedom and get themselves out of the 9-to-5 rat race. I hope this video has given you maybe a little bit of insight and a few ideas on what to focus your time on. I think it's a very important thing to understand if you're looking to break free from the rat race and give yourself time to focus on the things you want to. As always, subscribe if you like the video, and I'll keep posting more valuable content for any of you aspiring entrepreneurs in the future.